All right, let's talk about something that's, well, it's everywhere, artificial intelligence. We're going to break it all down super simple, so by the end of this, you'll get what it is, how it works, and yeah, why you really, really need to know about it. Okay, so think about this for a second. Ever wonder how Netflix just knows what you want to watch next? Or how Siri or your Google Assistant can actually understand what you're saying, even with all your weird phrasing? The answer to all of that, it's one thing, artificial intelligence. So here's our game plan for the next few minutes. First, we'll look at the AI you're already using every single day. Then we'll peel back the layers and see how these things actually learn. We'll check out the brain-inspired engine that's powering all the coolest stuff, see how it all fits together like those little Russian nesting dolls. And finally, we'll talk about why this is so important for your future. All right, let's dive in. First up, your everyday AI. We're going to start with the big picture here. So at its most basic level, artificial intelligence, or AI, is really all about one big idea: building machines that can do stuff that would normally take a human brain to figure out. It's not just one single piece of tech. The best way to think about it is like it's a whole subject, like biology or engineering. It's this massive field of study. And this is maybe one of the most important things to get straight right away. We need to separate the Hollywood fantasy from what's actually real. On one side, you've got the stuff from the movies, right? The Terminator, conscious, all-powerful machines. That's called artificial general intelligence, or AGI. And it does not exist. It's pure sci-fi for now. What we actually have today is on the other side, artificial narrow intelligence, or ANI. And this stuff is incredible, but it's an expert at just one specific thing. Think about your spam filter, or Google Maps giving you directions. That's today's AI. Okay, so if that's what AI is, how does it actually work? How do we get a machine to do these smart things? Well, that leads us right into the most common way it's done today. And this is where machine learning, or ML, enters the picture. It's a specific way to achieve AI. And the main idea here is a total game changer. Instead of a human programmer writing out a million lines of code with specific rules, we just feed the machine a ton of data and let it figure out the patterns on its own. So if AI is our big subject, engineering, then machine learning is like a specific major within it, like mechanical engineering. It's the how-to part. This slide really shows you just how revolutionary this shift is. Think about the old way, the rules way. To make a spam filter, a programmer would have to sit there and write endless if this then that rules. If an email says free money, then mark it as spam. But that's so brittle. What happens when a spammer writes free 3 money with numbers? The rule breaks. The new way, the machine learning way, is so much smarter. You just show the machine, say, 1 million examples of spam and 1 million examples of good emails, and you just tell it, learn. It starts to figure out the patterns on its own. It learns what spam feels like instead of just checking off a list of rigid rules. Okay, so now we're getting to the really cool stuff. Inside this world of machine learning, there's one specific technique that's behind pretty much every huge AI breakthrough you've heard about lately. And that technique is called deep learning. It's a very specialized type of machine learning, and it's actually inspired by the way our own brains are structured. It uses something called a neural network. To finish off our analogy, right? If machine learning is mechanical engineering, then deep learning is like the most powerful, specialized tool in that workshop. It's the jet engine. So, how does it actually work? Why the name deep learning? Well, it's because its neural network has lots of layers, and each layer learns something a little more complex. So imagine you show it a picture of a car. The very first layer might just see really simple things, like basic edges and curves. Then the next layer takes those edges and combines them into simple shapes, like circles and squares. The layer after that sees those shapes and combines them into parts. Hey, that looks like a wheel, or that's a window. And then the final layer puts all those parts together and makes the call. Yep, that's a car. It builds understanding step by step, from simple to complex. Okay, so we've thrown a few terms at you: artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Let's put it all together and make sure it's crystal clear how they relate to each other. Honestly, the best way to think about this is like a set of those Russian nesting dolls. AI, artificial intelligence, that's the biggest doll on the outside. It's the entire field, the whole idea of making machines smart. Then you open it up, and inside you find machine learning. That's a specific way of doing AI, the one where we learn from data. And then you open that doll up, and inside you find deep learning. That's a super powerful technique to do machine learning. See? They all fit inside each other. And this quote really nails it. All deep learning is machine learning, and all machine learning is AI. But, and this is key, not all AI is machine learning. You can have older AI systems, maybe in a simple video game, that just follow a bunch of if-then rules. That's still AI, but it's not learning from data. So the relationship only goes one way. Okay, so we've got the definitions down, but let's bring it back to the most important question of all. Why should you care? Why is this more than just some cool tech? Why is it actually essential for your future? Look, to put it simply, understanding AI is like getting a new superpower. Seriously. It's opening up this huge world of job opportunities, and these aren't just any jobs. They're often the fastest growing and highest paying ones out there. But, and this is important, this isn't just for coders. I don't care if you're a doctor, an artist, a lawyer, a marketer, AI is going to change your field. Knowing how to use these tools is going to give you a massive advantage. It's going to empower you to be more creative and solve problems in ways that would have seemed like actual magic just a couple of years ago. And before we finish up, let's just quickly bust 3 super common myths so we're all on the same page. Myth number 1, AI is robots. Nope, AI is the software, it's the brain, not the physical body. Myth number 2, AI is conscious. Absolutely not. It has no feelings, no understanding, it's just insanely good at pattern matching. And finally, myth number 3, I have to be a math genius. No way. To use AI tools today, you just need to understand the concepts, exactly like what we've been doing here. So with those myths cleared up, the path forward is pretty clear. The age of AI, it isn't coming, it's here, right now. The real question isn't if it's going to change our world, but how you are going to be a part of that change. So I'll leave you with this thought. Now that you know the basics, what are you going to build with it?